Fox 5 News at 10 starts right now.
We did take it personally. Took it very personal, you know. The way they did, dancing all on the field, you know. Hearing everything about what coaches, everyone said, you know. Whooping the dog crap, man. We took that personally, and it meant something to us. And we feel like we don't get disrespected. And when you disrespect us, that's what happens.
The Georgia Bulldogs got their revenge on Auburn to emerge as the SEC champs. The Dogs beat Auburn 28-7 in front of a packed house at Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
We've got live team coverage tonight. We kick things off with Fox 5 Sports anchor Ken Rodriguez, who joins us with those highlights. Ken.
Yes, and that, boys and girls, is why you never quit. The Dogs made great use of their mulligan and hammered the Auburn Tigers 28-7 for their first SEC title since 2005, and it just keeps getting better. Tomorrow, Georgia will get official word on whether they'll play in the Rose or Sugar Bowl for the January 1st national semifinal game and a chance to play for the national championship right here in Atlanta on January 8th. Oops, did I say that? Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Images from today's hard-fought SEC championship game in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Coach Kirby, and in only a second season of implementing his methods and style, probably ahead of schedule. That's good news. Key moment here, Norcross alum Lorenzo Carter forcing the fumble. Game MVP Roquan Smith recovered it. Freshman DeAndre Swift iced the game right there with a 64-yard touchdown run with about 10.5 minutes to go in the game. And there's Roquan right there, just abusing Auburn personnel all game long. He may well have secured himself a first-round spot in the NFL draft. 28-7 the final. Georgia Bulldogs are SEC champions. And how many times have you seen this picture, but it's somebody else holding that SEC championship trophy? Well, tonight, you have to agree, it's great to be a Georgia Bulldog. And get a report now from Cody Chaffins reporting from the Benz.
This is why you came back, right?
Oh, yeah. Most definitely. We came back for this, and we came back for much more. And I'm excited for this team. I'm proud of this team. All right. They dedicated so much, man, and they earned it. Nothing was never given to us. They doubted us, and we came out here, and we showed them.
It's Cedartown in the gym when you committed. Is this what you always wanted to do, and why for your state? It seemed like that was so important.
I'm just proud to be a Georgia boy, man. I'm from Georgia. I came to school in Georgia. I want to live here later, man. I just love this state. I love this place. I love this team, my teammates. I'm just so happy.
How's it feel to finally have reached the top of the SEC?
It feels amazing. It feels amazing.
What's next for this team?
I don't know. We're going to take it one day at a time and see what happens.
To send these seniors out the right way, man, I mean, it feels so special. They've been working so hard for it, man. And for us to give them this chance and be able to finish it, it's amazing. It's the best feeling ever.
Dominic, when you guys walked off the field at Jordan-Hare, did you ever doubt this moment was still possible?
Nah, man, we put in so much work, man. And we got young guys that bust their butt, man, every day, man. This whole week we practiced real hard. And we came out here and got the victory.
What does it mean, your whole Georgia career kind of coming to a head here?
Man, this is a special moment, man. And I'm glad to see this young man at this type of atmosphere, at this stage, doing what he's supposed to do. And we're not done. We got more work to do.
Couldn't be better. This magnificent season. And I know he's proud of everybody, especially the seniors that came back.
Think anybody's going to bed early tonight? I don't know. That was an old-fashioned SEC slugfest throughout. The Dogs were relentless on defense. 2 turnovers and a block kick. Roquan Smith was named game MVP. You saw Devin Bellamy and Lorenzo Carter, a couple of local high-five alums, getting after the quarterback. And on offense, Chubb, Michelle, Swift, and freshman quarterback Jake Fromm, outstanding. We head back to the Benz and for a report from Justin Felder.
Tell me about this feeling right now.
It's good. Revenge. We win when it matters. That's a great football team over there, though. All credit to Auburn. But at the end of that game about 2 weeks ago, we all said, we'll see them again, and we'll be ready. And we'll be ready, man.
How big a factor did that loss to the chance for revenge play in your mind?
We wanted them bad, man. Yo, our coach was game planning them 3 weeks ago. We wanted them bad. We wanted them bad, man. And like I said, that's a great football team over there, man. They play physical. They got a great D-line, great O-line, a great running back, great quarterback. They got some explosive wide receivers, but it was our year, baby.
They marched for a touchdown on the first drive. From there, nothing. What did you guys do right?
We already know that when Auburn come out, man, they got like 20 scripted plays. And they go fast, and they usually successful with them. Once everything slowed down and we figured out what they was doing, it was a long night for him.
You got bigger goals. You got bigger goals than just the playoffs.
Of course. Like I said about 2 weeks ago, man, we don't play for the SEC championship. We play for the national championship. So hopefully, the committee, they'll get us in the Final Four, man. We can go to work.
Hey, here with Lorenzo Carter. You could be playing in the NFL right now. Did you imagine this? Did you imagine this when you decided to come back?
I did. I mean, I came back for stuff like this. Guys like that, Davin Bellamy, Roquan Smith, the seniors, just to spend time with them and then compete for a championship. So I'm blessed and honored to be able to say that we got this.
You got thousands and thousands watching at home, watching in this stadium. What's the feeling like on the field?
It's overwhelming. You can't put it in words. They always say it feels sweet, but you can't explain it, man. It feels a million times better than I thought, for real.
Auburn was able to put up some points the first time. This time they get an opening touchdown and then nothing. Did you guys take it personal what happened last time when you played them?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, it was really nothing we could do last time. But this time we could control what we control and did a great job. I can't ask for more.
Roquan Smith, just I don't know how many tackles he had, a couple fumble recoveries. What can you say about that guy?
Amazing. One of the greatest guys to be around, one of the even better teammates. So, I mean, I'm just blessed to have him as my teammate. And we're just going to keep rolling. We ain't done yet.
When you come back and you take your kids and grandkids to Georgia games, you're going to always say you were in the first playoff game. What does it mean to be in that record book?
It's an honor. I mean, so many greats came before us, and just to be able to say that we got it done our senior year is just overwhelming.
Football is an emotional game, can't play without it, and as you can see, there was plenty on the Georgia sideline. So right now you're asking, Ken, what's next? Well, the Dogs will either head to the Rose Bowl or Sugar Bowl on January 1st. Those are the national semifinal sites. If I had to guess tonight, it would be the Rose Bowl. If Clemson hangs on to the number 1 spot by beating Miami tonight, Georgia would likely be number 3. So that would mean Pasadena for the Dogs. So who will the opponent be? We can kick that around for hours tonight, but the playoff committee will make their announcement official tomorrow at around 11:30 a.m. The national championship game back here in Atlanta on January 8th, and wouldn't that be something if the Dogs can work their way back home for that? But let's not do that just yet. Deidre.
No, let's just enjoy this moment. SEC champs, congratulations, Bulldog Nation.
Well done.
As you can imagine, the excitement high in Athens tonight. This is a live look from our photojournalist, Aeon Nettles, who has been hanging out with fans and is at the historic Chapel Bell.
The excitement also right here in Atlanta. Hundreds of fans are tailgating outside Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
And that's where we find Fox 5's Caitlin Pratt joining us live. And Caitlin, we're sure there was a big celebration by all those UGA fans tonight.
Good evening to you both. That's right. We kind of tucked our way away from the crowd here. We're near the Georgia World Congress Center. You see that beautiful stadium behind me. In between where I'm standing and that stadium, the old dome. They've been working on that throughout the night, drowning out that racket, the thunderous roar from that stadium. This crowd was electric. In confident, lines of fans in orange and red, dressed to impress. Is this a good luck kind of thing?
It's festive.
Look at me! Look!
It's festive. It's very festive. This time of year, it works very well.
Excited for the SEC title meeting. Why do you like them so much?
Because they're good.
Number 6 Georgia playing number 2 Auburn.
War Eagle! Hey! We want revenge!
A rematch. The two met last month. Auburn won. Predictions this time around.
Whoever scored 35 points first gonna win the game.
I think it's gonna be Auburn by 10.
To that.
We got it.
We're in, baby.
And I'm excited we made it this far.
We don't want to think ahead, but I only want to win this game right here. Then whatever else happens, happens.
But hopes here crumbling for one team, demolished just like the Georgia Dome next door.
It got ugly. Yeah, the first half was great, like I said. But again, like I said, Georgia played a great game.
And I really felt almost uncomfortable talking to those Auburn fans. They were so sad leaving the stadium behind me here. As for the Dawgs and Dawgs Nation, Christmas has certainly come early for them. That's the latest here live in downtown Atlanta. I'm Caitlin Pratt, Fox 5 News.
Caitlin, thank you. Hey, our coverage of UGA's SEC championship win continues on our website. Just head over to fox5atlanta.com and click on the sports section for more.
Tonight, calls for prayer and an end to domestic violence after the murder of a postal worker sent shockwaves around the nation. Police say on Monday, 22-year-old Tyrika Terrell was murdered by her boyfriend outside her office on Wesley Chapel Road, her post office job.
Quintez Tyree was finally arrested yesterday. Fox 5's Jacqueline Schultz spoke with the family, who says they can rest easy after the arrest, but they hope that they can prevent the same tragedy from happening to other women.
Back to the homes, God, your true purpose and call.
Prayers for healing.
We will remember for the rest of our lives that we took a stand for crime victims.
And from family to post office workers and domestic violence advocates, people packed the area outside the post office loading dock on Wesley Chapel Road, where police say Monday, postal worker 22-year-old Tyrika Terrell was shot by her boyfriend, Quintez Tyree.
I am I greatly appreciate you guys more than you could ever know.
The young mother leaves behind a 6-month-old baby girl.
It's a hard thing to go through. Pretty difficult situation, but we're going to get through it.
Got a call from the postmaster telling us what happened, and I've been numb ever since.
Loved ones say they feel relief after authorities Friday apprehended Tyrika's boyfriend on Snapfinger Road. He's accused of setting a house on fire after police surrounded him and firing 7 shots.
Because domestic violence is something that is killing our community.
Community members pray for healing for the family and say the young mother's death is a wake-up call for families and communities to confront and end domestic violence.
I am a victim of domestic violence through gun violence, and that she is a victim of domestic violence through gun violence.
It's a good thing for us to stand together, bind together, for domestic violence.
The crowd prays that Tyrika's death will not be in vain and will spur families and loved ones to seek help from family violence and encourage communities to help women get programs and resources they need.
And so when something like this happens and there is national coverage on it, it begins to shake the foundations of families, of communities, so that they can understand that this is something that is happening every day to our children.
In South DeKalb County, Jacqueline Schultz, Fox 5 News.
Atlanta police investigating a fatal shooting. This happened this morning at Harwell Place Apartments in northwest Atlanta. Police tell Fox 5 the victim's girlfriend called 911 when she came home and found him dead in their living room. No information on a possible motive or suspect at this time. And developing tonight, an arrest made in the connection of the disappearance of a 3-year-old girl from North Carolina.
And now authorities say the remains of Mariah Woods have been found. 32-year-old Earl Kimmery was arrested on Friday. He is the boyfriend of the girl's mother and lived with them. Kimmery is facing a list of charges, including concealing of death and obstruction of justice. He's being held on bond of more than $1 million.
Republicans in the Senate are celebrating the passage of their tax bill earlier this morning.
And the bill passed 51-49. And as Fox's Caroline Shively explains, Democrats did everything they could to block it.
The Republicans got this through with a vote to spare, even though Democrats did everything they could to block it.
I would be delighted to gut and destroy this legislation.
How high the stench is rising in this chamber as we debate the bill tonight. In my long career in politics, I have not seen a more aggressive piece of legislation.
They also took to Twitter, showing the last-minute changes that were being handwritten on the bill, complaining there was no way anyone had time to read the entire piece of legislation, much less study it and figure out how it would affect the economy. Here's Senator John Tester of Montana.
Can you tell me what that word is? If you can, you got better eyes than me. This is unbelievable.
But in the end, Republicans were able to push it through, giving President Trump a huge legislative victory.
It was a fantastic evening last night. We passed the largest tax cuts in the history of our country and many other things along with it.
The GOP hailed its permanent reduction of the corporate tax rate from 35% to 20%. They also pointed to a modest 10-year cut for individuals. An official estimate says the bill would add more than $1 trillion to the deficit, but Republican leaders say that doesn't take into account the massive growth the bill would unleash.
The $1.5 trillion deficit, only to be filled, only requires us to grow 0.4% over the next 10 years. Goodness gracious, that's very much achievable. I'm totally convinced this is a revenue neutral bill, actually a revenue producer bill that's going to get America moving again.
The next step is reconciliation with the House version of the bill. The two are pretty far apart at this point, but Republicans seem to be very motivated to cut a deal with each other. No Democrats have voted yes in either chamber. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
All right, let's take a look at the weather now because we got some big changes headed our way. Nice mild air will stay in place overnight tonight through tomorrow with the moisture that we have out there, a lot of humidity. We're going to see the fog developing again early for Sunday morning. So keep that in mind. I think we'll see visibilities down to probably about a quarter of a mile or less early tomorrow morning. So as you're out driving around, going to church, just be really, really careful. Now, as far as the big changes go, that's going to come on Tuesday as a cold front starts to sweep in from the north and west. That'll set us up for some showers, maybe even some thunderstorms on Tuesday, and then some incredibly cold air coming in, considering we haven't really had much of that. We're going to see high temperatures by the end of next week into next weekend, only in the 40s with overnight lows down into the 20s. But again, there's that cold front. It'll arrive on Tuesday. We'll get some showers, maybe even a few strong thunderstorms out of that front as it passes through. And then the cool air starts to come in for Wednesday, Thursday. Then it really starts to get cold as we head into next weekend. Now, again, we have some fog that's going to be developing overnight tonight. That's definite. And again, look for some of those visibilities to drop probably to about a quarter of a mile or less. So it's going to be pretty socked in early tomorrow morning. High temperature today got all the way up to 70 degrees. Look at record high 74, so we only missed it by 4 degrees. Tomorrow's high will be close to that. I think we'll get up to around 68, and we should stay in the upper 60s until the front gets here on Tuesday. No rainfall today, but we did have that mist early in the morning, and that'll be the case again early tomorrow morning. Just nothing measurable. Current temperature right now is 59. Dew point is way up there at 56. So again, there's a lot of moisture in the air. That'll help to lead to that fog, and we're 1 degree shy of where we were yesterday at the same time. 48 over in Rome, 51 right now in Carrollton, 49 in Athens, 52 in Eatonton, 58 degrees in Griffin. So the overnight low tonight, 51 here in Atlanta, average low 39, so we're not even anywhere close to that. There'll be a few 40s on to the north and northwest, and then for tomorrow, high temperature all the way up to 68 degrees. Here's a look at the forecast then for tonight. Mostly cloudy, dense fog developing after midnight, overnight lows around 51, and then for your Sunday, partly cloudy and warm with a high temperature 68. Here's the extended forecast, 68 again on Monday, 67 on Tuesday. Showers and thunderstorms come in about 60% likely, 40% chance of lingering showers on Wednesday, and then there's that gradual cool down. High temperatures by next Saturday, only 44 compared to the 68 or 70 that we had for today. Doug, Deidre?
All right, Jeff, thank you. And thank you for joining us for this special online edition of Fox 5 News at 10.
We'll be back on after the game. Go Dawgs!